this is. It's vodka. But we're not going to drink it today. We're actually going to cook with it. So this is going to be the main ingredient in this star recipe today. We're going to be making penne alla vodka. So there's many different variations of it. Some people use marinara with heavy cream. Some people use marinara with Alfredo. But we're going to make it from scratch. I'm going to show you how easy it is. And we're actually going to put a little prosciutto in ours. So that's going to bring it up a notch. It's going to add a lot of flavor. He's already passed out.
He doesn't care anymore.
He doesn't care anymore, guys. My buddy is leaving me hanging here. So, okay, we have a pot of boiling water here. It's going to be boiling in 1 second. It's been boiling all afternoon. We kept turning it off, and now we're waiting for it to turn back to bubbles again. So I have with me a pound of penne pasta. So this is actually a brand that I love, Molisana. And you can find it all in the grocery stores and stuff. It's just a really, really good pasta. It's direct from Italy. So I don't know, I'm just a little partial to that. But this is penne rigate. Penne meaning in Italy means quill. Like, so like a pen of a quill of a pen. Is that what we call it? A pen quill?
Yeah.
Quill pen.
Yep.
Quill pen. So if you were to write with it. So that's why it's called penne. All right, so as soon as that boils, we're going to put that in. We just have a couple ingredients today. It's not much. I'm not like a person that has to have a ton of ingredients out. So I went ahead and I wrote everything down today. And I actually have a new Facebook page, and I've been trying to get it out there. It's just called Let's Cook This. And it's going to have all the videos downloaded to it and the recipes. So this way, when you guys are looking for something, you can just go to that page and be able to find it. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's called Let's Cook This. So I tried to send everybody an invite, so this way, they can be included on it. I'm also including like some really handy kitchen tools. I put on there some of my favorite products, some of my favorite cooking stuff. So it's just a really fun Facebook page. Nothing heavy, nothing political, nothing, just recipes and cooking. And it's also a place if you want to share your recipes and stuff, then you can also put them on there, and I would love to see them. So we're going to put this one on today. So this is penne alla vodka. Very easy. So the first thing we have going, the water's boiling. So we're going to just put, this is 1 pound of pasta, and this probably feeds 3-4 people. I mean, depending how big your appetite. Well, you're getting a lot of utensils in here now.
It's your fault.
Got to get you another thing. That's all. All right, so this is salted water, like I always say. Have it like the sea, because that gives the pasta its flavor. And in this saute pan, now I'm just going to go ahead. It's already a little bit warm. And we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I always say 2 tablespoons is 2 turns around. And that's basically all you need. Now today I actually bought this for Valentine's Day, and I never wore it. And then I said, this recipe I love. Like, this is one of my favorite dishes at the restaurant. So I said, I'm wearing my heart today because I love this. All right, now that I gave you the backstory. What we're going to do in here is we're going to start with garlic and the prosciutto and a little salt and pepper. And traditionally, sometimes you could add like red pepper flakes in there. It just adds a little spice to it, but I'm not a spicy person, so we're not going to do that. Okay, so it's 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. Or teaspoons of chopped garlic. So there we go. And this is actually the garlic paste. I actually like it. It works really well if you don't want to sit there and chop it all or anything, or put in a garlic press. But this works really well. And you have to remember, you don't want anything to burn, especially garlic, because then it gets really bitter, and then you have to start over from scratch. So we're just going to put this around the pan. And we're going to add a little salt and pepper. We're going to put the prosciutto in first. So this is prosciutto, for those of you that don't know. It's Italian ham. It's delicious. It's like, melts like butter in your mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's really so good. And you don't even have to cut it. All we have to do is, I know, buddy. I know. We're going to put it on here, but it cuts so easy and just actually tears apart that you don't need to. But I'm just going to like kind of give it a rough chop. So I'm going to, it's almost like a consistency of like a real thin bacon. I'll put it that way. but it just adds so much flavor. Don't worry, Trax, I am going to give you a little piece, don't worry. Let me get that. Here, buddy. Hey! All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the prosciutto in there. And we're just gonna give that a quick stir around. Salt and pepper. Now this is basically going to be enough salt in it so that, because this is like on the little bit of the salty side. So I'm just going to just sprinkle a little bit in because you do not want that taking over. It can get a little salty if you don't watch that. It cooks in 2 seconds. It's already paper thin. We're going to stir our pasta. Now penne usually takes about 8 minutes to cook. So by the time that's done, this sauce will be done. And we want it to be al dente. And I know everyone hears al dente when they hear pasta. You're like, yeah, al dente. But what it really means in Italian is the two. Al dente, the two. So when you bite into it, you want to taste, feel that little bit of pressure on your teeth when you bite it. You don't want it to be hard, just a little al dente. So look at this, all done already. So how fast was that? We're going to go ahead now. Oops, and we're going to put the vodka in. And now this is why we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook off the alcohol in it. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want vodka sauce. I don't want the alcohol. We're burning that off, and then it's just going to leave you with the vodka flavor. So it's a half a cup. I'm thinking, yep, it's a half a cup. And tell me when I'm at a half a cup.
Sure.
Well, there's no half a cup.
I couldn't find it at first.
Oh, it's right.
Yeah, you're good now.
Well, there's nothing wrong with putting a little more. All right. So I'm just going to lift this off and go very gently because sometimes it flames up on you. And with this vodka, we're just going to dilute all the stuff off the bottom of the pan here, the garlic and the little prosciutto bits. And we're just going to let this cook for a minute. I'm going to turn it up and I'm going to let it simmer like this. And it's burning off all that alcohol right now as it cooks. You're just going to have like that vodka flavor to it. And this is such a huge seller at the restaurant. Everybody loves it. They put it with shrimp, they put it with chicken. So this is one of those dishes that, you could add. If you had anything in the refrigerator left over, just add it into the pan. Sausage, meatballs, anything. One of those really, really versatile kind of dishes. It even goes really well with like salmon, tilapia, anything like that. Okay, so we're burning off the alcohol here. I'm actually gonna, we moved this up to a medium heat now because as you see, it's bubbling around here. Now tomorrow at the restaurant, we have the cooking class. We're gonna be making arancini, which are the little rice balls, and you stuff them inside with the meat and the cheese and peas, and then we bread them and deep fry them. They're so good. They're also a great seller when we use them as a special. But a lot of people want to learn how to make their own, so Abby and I are doing a class tomorrow morning at the restaurant. So I put the ad up, and I think we were sold out. We only stopped at 20 this time, because anything more than that is just too much. So we have 20 people coming to make rice balls in the morning, and we're super excited. Now this is a 28-ounce can. I have crushed tomatoes. This is one of my favorite brands if you're going to buy stuff in the store. I love that. I love Cento. I actually, a few years ago, I entered their recipe contest for sauce, and I won. I won a certificate, and I won a red apron with a tomato on it, which I'm dying to find now because I can't find it. Got so many. Okay, so now we have this cooking in here. We're going to let that go, and while that's getting hot, I'm going to turn it up. We're going to get some basil, because basil is your friend. Especially in the summer now. It's going to be coming out, people's gardens. Anytime you go, you can find it in the grocery store. You can find it on, Home Depot, Lowe's. We just planted some at the restaurant so that we could keep it fresh because we do go through so much of it. And I'm just doing this really little. It's just called like a chiffonade against your knuckles. That's how you do it. And you let your knuckles guide it. And then we put it in the sauce. I'm going to stir this around. let all that get together. Check our pasta. It's already hot here in South Carolina. It's 80s today, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe 80, 88 this weekend. I don't know.
I think it was up today, no?
It's hot already. So, you know, I'm going to...
88.
88. So I'm actually going to try to think of some little summer recipes that are nice and light.
Ice water.
One ingredient.
There you go.
Come on now. We can come up with some better stuff than that. I would eat it just like this.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. Okay? So our sauce has come up to a really slow simmer. It's just bubbling a little bit. As you see, when you let it sit, it'll start to bubble up. So now we're going to add our heavy cream. And we also need a half of a cup of heavy cream. Back to the 4 again. 4 ounces. And there we go. There's no special heavy cream, just from the store. And we're going to pour that in there. All right, and it's going to become this really pretty pink color. There's many different, you know, some people call this blush sauce. Some people call it Parmarosa sauce. Tonight at the restaurant, we have lobster ravioli special with shrimp. And it looks like this kind of vodka sauce, but it is like this, but we make it, if you put a little sherry in there instead of the vodka, you have a sherry cream sauce. So that's what we're going to be doing. So look how easy this came together. It's 11 minutes after 2. And we're going to let the sauce come back to a boil. Stir our pasta. You do this. Because you don't have a spider, do you?
You bought me one.
So, as far as the cookbook goes, we're still on target for Mother's Day. So I'm really excited about that. We worked out the centerfold of it this week, and it's got like all my family pictures in there, kids when they're little. You could see Abby when she's little. Always in the kitchen with me, the kids were. So I'm really excited. My friend Michelle, she keeps updating me on every single thing. So I'm super excited. Okay, it's come up to that boiling point now. And now I'm going to add in some fresh Parmesan. So that also, I believe, is 1/3 of a cup. So we have our dry one. So we're just going to measure out 1/3 and 1/3 on here. And we will go ahead and put that in here. We're going to add the Parmesan to it. Stir that around. So we see the green bits from the basil, and we see that beautiful prosciutto in there still, and that's going to give it such a good flavor. We have salt and the pepper and the vodka, and that's your basic right here vodka sauce. This is done by now. If you want to get us out of bowls, we can taste it.
Where's your cookbook going to be sold?
Well, at the moment you can call the restaurant if you want to pre-order it. I wouldn't do that just yet. I'm going to put out like a date for a pre-order, and then we're going to sell it through the restaurant and then ship it that way. Because I don't have a website set up or anything. But you'll be able to find it on my page, the Amici's page, and now the Let's Cook It page. So I'm just taking this as a spider, remember? I'm taking it right out of the pasta water, right into the sauce. Pasta water is actually one of the best ingredients you could ever add to any of your dishes. People want to strain their pasta right away and throw it out. Always save just a little behind, because if this sauce were too thick, you could thin it out with this. And plus, the salted water, the salted part of it adds a lot of flavor. You can turn that off first. And look how perfect the sauce ratio is with the pound of pasta. I didn't have to add any water to it. It's the perfect consistency. And the reason why the penne goes so good with it is because it's got the holes in here. See these holes? So the sauce goes inside there, and it's just delicious. And also when we took it out of the water, it had a little pasta water in the pasta. So that's what else made the consistency really super good. I'm just gonna add a little bit more pepper in here. I think that it kind of needs it. There we go. Can you not wait to taste it?
I'm ready.
I'm starving. I did have breakfast this morning with my husband and my mother-in-law for his birthday. It was his birthday. Mine was 2 weeks ago. His is now. So we had breakfast this morning, but I am already hungry for pasta. So we're done. Let me get a bowl. And let me make sure I get some prosciutto in here. Yes, it's going to be hot. You know that.
Yeah.
All right. And then we're just going to put a little of the cheese on the top. Why not? Are we ready?
Let me see it.
So that is penne alla vodka. This is what everyone always wants to make and might be a little intimidated by just because of the vodka part of it. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Mike's. One of our chefs' names is Mike. He's from Italy, and he makes the best pasta sauce.
Oh, I just dropped some on the floor. Dang.
Trax is eating. It's a little hot for him. Good, huh? She dropped hers, but that's okay. Tracker is enjoying it. This is really good, guys. As I taste the prosciutto, look at the prosciutto. It's just delicious.
Yeah, that's
the
really good.
basil, the parmesan. It's a nice light sauce. You can really use it if you didn't have penne. Throw in whatever pasta you have. It's all about being easy. So don't forget, we're gonna post this up on my page, or we're gonna cook this. So we just cooked it. It's gonna be on my new page. Let's cook this. We got it.